Yo, welcome to Black Sheep Radio, where it's okay to stand out. You were created to be different, be the difference, and make a difference. Another Sunday, you know who it is, your man K-Mont, the Black Sheep. I got a special guest in the building, man. When I tell you a special guest, I have a special guest. My man Byrd's in the building. What's up, sir?
What's up,
man? I hadn't seen this dude in a minute, man, and it's just a blessing to see people from your past doing good. So, when you have rescue missions, the Lord will give you the right people to go into these areas and grab certain things. And this man's testimony tonight, y'all, woo! I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be crazy. What's up, man? How's your week been?
My week is good. I have two twin sisters who turned 21, and they're having a birthday party, so I've been in full planner mode. Might as well add that to my job. All my titles.
Okay. What you got going on, man? What's going on? What's popping?
Everything. God has just been just moving through my testimony.
Yeah.
He's connecting me with such an awesome community of people who have also come out of the lifestyle homosexuality, and we've just been following the voice of God and creating everything.
Did y'all hear that? There is a way out. There is a way out. Once you understand, man, that God has positioned you for a purpose, some things that you got to go through, we don't understand. When he says, I logically understand the fact when he says, you will fellowship with me in your suffering. Mm-hmm. And I see that God has fellowship with you, man. I see through the movement. We're going to discuss some of these things. And it's like, man, you guys, to know, the journey, to see the journey. See, I saw the beginning of the journey, but God...
You did?
God actually, man, and it was a rough beginning, but I tell you something. When you see a person being built up through the journey, they don't give up. You know what I mean? Even when they fall down, the results come out to a point where what we're going to discuss... he's learned these things, man. Just like Dora in that backpack and that map, pretty much, man, Swiper was in his path, and it did not stop him. So, man, we're going to come back to this, man, but I got a song by my man D Black. It's called Turbulence, man. Welcome to Black Sheep Radio. We'll be back in a minute.
We are experiencing some turbulence.
Chillin', sitting with some idle time to waste. Got a notification on my Facebook of a pretty face, no harm. I clicked on the profile to see who was friending me. A timeline filled and confined with sexual energy. The sending me was sending me to picture after pic until the time was gone. How long I've been on, I would soon forget. Overstimulated, thoughts insinuating, thoughts are penetrating, thoughts were sent from Satan. Awkward inner statements, heart begin erasing parts of information from my website. Saying click on this link, just think we can make it a good night. I could, right? Computer light shining on me in a dark room, overcome with lust, click the link, feeling consumed. Soon my computer screen was filled with pornography, videos and photography, all the while God was calling me. This ain't what I was called to be. Wonder if God would pardon me. I could walk away right now, but why is that just so hard for me?
There's wickedness deep within me. It always breaks free when I don't retreat. Something's got to change, like fleeing free.
Chillin', sitting with some idle time to waste. Wait, looked up from my desk just to see a familiar face. Waist small, height tall, high heels with a thick build. My coworker saying she's off to get a meal. Do I wanna chill still? I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't. Nah, I couldn't, I'm married. She's in a hurry for a response, eagerly waits. I said nah, she said it ain't like this is a date. Wait, she's right, I'm tripping, I'm overthinking it. Deep conversations over lunch, I had a drink with it. She reached over, grabbed me on the knee, added a wink with it. Looked me in my eyes seductively, didn't blink a bit. Now I'm stimulated, thoughts insinuating, thoughts are penetrating, thoughts were sent from Satan, awkward inner statements, heart begin erasing. Now I'm embracing adultery with elation. One part of me is debating, cause God is calling me. I could walk away right now, but why is that just so hard for me?
There's wickedness deep within me. It always breaks free when I don't retreat. Something's got to change, like fleeing free temptation. Forever's on the line, and sin ain't worth the time. But later,
I do what I don't wanna do. I am what I don't wanna be. I look what I don't wanna see. I'm tempted, he told me to flee. It seems that I'm drawn to those sins within he's withholding from me. Knowingly going the wrong direction he's chosen for me. It started with Adam and Eve. They said there were plenty of trees. We choosing what is forbidden. Focus on me and my knees. Can't see the blood on the leaves. The blood of the one who reprieved. Life to the ones who believe. Grace to the one who conceives. Disease of the one who deceives. Mercy relieve. Mercy we need. Apparently freed. Purchase indeed. Not perfect indeed. He perfectly leads. I worship and read. His word is a lamp to my feet. I rehearse it and heed. On repeat, I sing.
Turbulence by D Black. Look, that song ministers to a dark-hearted person, man. And it ministered to me. The reason why I say a dark-hearted person, because sexual perversion was my vice. It wasn't drink, it wasn't drugs, it wasn't anything. It was sexual perversion. Now, when I use that word, I use that word because, hey, the thing that God's given us to reproduce, it's a beautiful thing. But when you take it to a point where you're addicted to it and you make it your lifestyle and you do anything you can to get it, it becomes a perversion. And I'm sitting next to a brother that actually has a weapon against that perversion. And we're going to talk with Ed about his movement, man. And what's your movement called, man? What is it that God has given you the authority to take your power and destroy perversion?
Well, I actually was a part of a documentary called Here's My Heart documentary, and that features 12 people who have come out of the lifestyle of homosexuality. Yeah. It's 6 men and 6 women. So it chronicles our lives and what it took for us to come out, and even when we were in the lifestyle, it was very transparent. In that process, I met this guy named Jeffrey McCall. Yeah. And he approached me about this vision that God gave him. It was called, he said, we are going to march. We're going to go down to Washington. They got a march for everything, and we're going to march. And so I was just like, okay, cool. Let's do it. Like, give a platform for people who have a testimony of overcoming homosexuality. It's the most current thing in the world right now. Yeah, yeah. And so I went to sleep. I was in Atlanta. I had went to sleep and I had woke up. Went to sleep and God was like, freedom march, freedom march, freedom march. And I was like, freedom march, freedom march, freedom march. And I was like, oh. So I called the guy and I was like, hey, Jeffrey, do you have a title for the march? And he was like, no. And then I was like, the freedom march. And he was like, wow, that's the name. And so we had our first Freedom March this year in May in Washington, D.C. And what it is a platform that we've created to where people who've overcome homosexuality will come and share their testimony.
What was the mindset when you said, you know what, I'm done? What was it when you said, what was that moment where God said, you know what, I need you now to be what I called you to be, which is who you are now? Mighty man of God.
It got to a point where I couldn't escape him.
Wow.
He pursued me, I would say, for a whole year when I turned 24. Like, that whole year, my life started to change. And it was like little different changes, and he would just show up in different ways. I remember being in a club, and somebody came in, and they, like, prophesied to me.
In the club?
In the club.
Come on, man.
I had a full face of makeup on. I had long hair. I had, like, I had this crazy outfit on. Wow. And this woman just walked up to me. She was a woman. She walked up to me, and she was just like, you probably don't want to hear this right now, but God has a purpose on your life. Wow. And there's a calling, and then you have, like, such a strong light, and God wants to use it to set people free.
And what was your response, like right there? What was it like, man? I know that would have freaked me out, man, because I would have been on my yak like, no, I don't know.
I was so settled into where I was. Yeah. I really, I paid attention to it because my grandfather was a bishop. Yeah. So I know.
Your whole family is grounded. See, I know this guy's bloodline a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're heavy. They're heavy.
So, I knew about God, I would say. Yeah. But I was just like, okay, I was drinking apple martinis. I was like, all right, I'm going back to the bar. I ain't got time for this. This is not what I'm here for. Yeah. But in that time, I just remember those moments of God reaching out to me while I was deep in my sin. Wow. I wasn't clean. I wasn't where I was now. I didn't repent. I was still in my sin, and I remember God just reaching out to me, and it got to a place in that whole year where I was like, look, I was struggling back and forth. Look, I don't want to do this. I want to drink. I want to party. I want to smoke. I want to get high. And none of that stuff would like work. It was like I couldn't get high. I couldn't smoke. I couldn't drink. And I had a vision of this club that I went to called The Fireplace. It's in Washington, D.C. A lot of people probably still go there. And it actually had 2 principalities over top of the club.
Wow.
And I saw all the faces. It was people that I knew. I saw different diseases and just different things. And it was like these people are being held captive.
Wow.
And it was like God said, it's by my grace that you've been set free. And then this voice just came out of like this voice, like the audible voice of God showed up in my room. It was such a strong, impactful encounter. And he just said, follow me. And in that moment, I honestly like laid everything down and on my room floor and repented and gave my life to Christ.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all, this guy has so many, he's so multifaceted, man, with the gifts of God, man. Like, I know the first time I had seen this guy, and I think you weren't fully out. It was at a birthday party. And this is when it was at Carlton's, somebody's birthday party.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something, man. This guy's
Pastor
voice.
Lancaster.
Yeah. This guy's voice was like, you knew what was going on, but it was like God is using, that song was amazing. And it's like, further down the road, the Lord allowed us to encounter one another. And it's like, you know what, the Lord told me to just speak to this guy. Like, you know, I had an issue with homosexuality. I'm being honest. I used to be homophobic to the point, man, where it made me angry. It's like, but it was like, you know what? God showed me that people are dirty without him, regardless of what they are. And, man, when I sat and talked with y'all guys that night, man, I knew that God had a purpose for you. And I don't think you remember what I told you at the event. I used to do this thing called Area 51, and they sang, and it was like, man, God told me to tell you that it's time. Do you remember that? It was like, it's time. And that was all that God had told me to tell you. And we rode together, man, and I'm going to tell you, he has the heart of a servant, y'all, and I think that's why God has placed him in this place with the freedom movement, man. And
Freedom March.
Freedom March. I don't know why I keep saying move. It's a movement. It's a movement.
It is a movement.
It's a movement. It's a movement.
It is a movement.
So tell people, you know, like the purpose of this and what is the goal? What's the areas that you want to reach with your march? Because you just got back from Cali, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
I see y'all going to San Francisco too, bro.
Yeah, we actually have a person who's part of the documentary who lives in San Francisco. So a lot of the people who are part of this movement are spread out in all different places, and we just come together to make this march possible. We did Washington D.C. We just got back from L.A. and we're doing Washington D.C. again. Wow! So everybody in Washington D.C., y'all need to show up. We're gonna be at the Silver Theater in May of 2019, and then we'll be in Orlando. But we created this platform so that people who have a voice, who have overcome homosexuality, to share it, because it's a testimony that is not being shared. I even know people who are in the church who have the testimony who are not encouraged to share about it. Right. Because they leave that alone. It's so taboo. We need to really break the insecurity or the feeling of not talking about, when you say sex around Christians or homosexuality around Christians, they get scared.
They cringe, yeah.
But there's no pyramid to sin. There is like sin. Every sin is the same.
It's the same paycheck.
So we are trying to break that,
right?
You know, and also let people know that you can get through this, because people say, "Oh, it's impossible. You're born gay. Once gay, you never go back." And blah, blah, blah. No. But that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Because God has the cure for anything that you face, everything that you face. There's nothing that you can't get out of or overcome when you have God on your side.
Indeed. Hey, yo. We're going to come back, man. I got another song, man. Hey, it's by my man, Sean C. Johnson. It's called 30. Take a listen to this song, man, because a lot of us has dealt with, we grabbed our sexual understanding from a lot of things that are in this song. So check this song out by Sean C. Johnson called 30. Yo, we'll be back. Black Sheep Radio with Ed Byrd. What's up? Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Whitaker. I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, God help me.
Yeah, my soul, let it it go, let it go. Heavy load, bare my soul. Let it go.
You don't just fight, you gotta see. Your heart has to get bigger and bigger and bigger so that this little temptation looks like the stupid, suicidal, insane little monster it is.
Wish I could erase the images I've seen. Gear was 93, tape on the bed right next to me. Couldn't wait till my auntie went to sleep, so we put the TV on mute. And the girl on the TV so cute, could've swore she was looking at me. Now to see this planet so deep, turn the lights off. Mouth sitting wide open, but I can't talk. Did the girl just really take the clothes off? Can't look away. It's about to go down, how I made day. Real talk, I thought this was a game. I left that room with chains. Never looked at girls the same, cause I know being 30 years old and a virgin don't mean you outgrow them urges. Never should've pulled back that curtain. Thank God for the blood he purchased me. Still the images in my sleep. Never thought I'd be this deep. When a girl walk past, I'm weak. Why not? That's what I'm thinking. I'm a pig in the morning like bacon. Clothes on in my mind, you naked. My virtue, I'm forsaken, my Lord. I'm probably gonna need your grace. Don't forget my face. Be back tomorrow, rotate.
Some men and some women are hooked on pornography, and they got hooked at age 14. And now they're 29, ruining their marriages. They cannot get free of this thing. And so for the sake of love, say no to pornography.
I was a sweet 16, I was looking so clean with two of my girls looking up with our booze. We agreed we weren't pitching home runs, but letting them hit a few bases was cool. So yeah, he knew he wasn't gonna do me. We were just coming and just watch a movie. He popped it in, it was a flick, and all I seen was the back of a chick with her hand on this whoo. At the corner of my eye, I'm looking at him feeling sick. You would've swore I wasn't trying to get pregnant. The way I start yelling, hey, pull it out quick. And they looked at me like, you serious? I looked like, yeah, that's right. They looked at me and just SMH. I guess I killed their vibe, but I said we gon' get caught unless it's too loud. He said my dad walking right now, he'd be proud. Wow, but it's gon' bore me. He said, nah, you a virgin, you skirted this orgy. He was right. I left that room with questions. Am I the object of a man's affections or his erections? All I know is that day I said no. And as a woman, I never look back. But if I did, this is how it would go. I would haul in from a hard day and hop about my heels. In heat, I would hover the internet for some hot thrills. Conscious crying, body tingling, head low singing.
Let my soul, let it go, let it go. Heavy load, let my soul, let it go.
The solution to this problem, guys and gals, is not duty. What will not fail, what will succeed over time is I am going to fight for a superior pleasure that severs the root
I used to sneak peeks at my mama's catalog. That's where the apple falls on pouty lips and padded bras. And that's what Adam saw. It had them all unbalanced. And castles fall when past palace walls and challenged by the reign of cats and jackal dogs. She bears a chest, now I bear my chest. Pass a hawk, I swear my chest was barely even hairy when my addict called and told me that is all.
Yo, welcome back to Black Sheep Radio.
Black Sheep.
Hey, that 30, man. I know y'all heard that. I know a lot of y'all understand that song. That song has hit on so many aspects of my life. It's like as I listened to it, man, it just brought me to tears because I recognize how subtle the enemy uses our desires to destroy us. You know what I mean? So, like I said, check out Sean C. Johnson's song 30. Back with Ed. You know what I mean? And we're going to talk about this about this movement. We ain't going to call it a march. It's a movement. You know what I mean? And, man, tell people, like some of the things that you've heard, some of the testimonies that rocked you when you heard during the march and as you guys gathered.
We actually, this year, when we were in L.A., we got connected to this guy. It was like maybe a month before we were going to L.A. to do the march. We got connected to this guy who was a full transgender, had boobs, everything like that.
Yeah.
In 2016, he actually won Miss Transgender
of
LA.
You know what's so funny? My heat went out, and my AC guy explained to me that he started out as a woman.
Wow.
I shared that with you, and the thing is, God convicted me to the point where He said, I said, well, how do I minister to that? And the Lord said, the work is done. The work is done. You minister to Him from this point, because now there's no coming back. You know, and people need to understand, you know, like when they change, the condemnation is there. Mm-hmm. Every morning that they wake up, the condemnation is there. This is why it was revealed to me, because at a point, like you're saying, you know, the confusion is this: we celebrate it, and we don't actually recognize the fact that the words that we say can cause confusion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you know, with him winning the pageant, you know, what was it that he said to you that rocked you?
Because after he won the pageant, he had an encounter with God.
Wow.
He went back into surgery. He got the breast removed. And now he is like living his life as his name is Mark.
Good stuff. Well, you know what? You just helped me.
Just seeing him, I was just like, and like he's in because you know they going through that process. They take hormones and different things like that.
Yeah.
So you can see the effects of the hormones that had on his appearance, but you just see like him, like God undoing, like what he went through.
Man, God, thank you, man. You know what? Thank you. You removing confusion from me. Cause hey man, that's such a conviction. Cause I love D. Like D, like for real. It's like, man, genuine person. Mm-hmm. But it's like I never knew because the beard is just as thick as yours.
Yeah.
And it was just that convict, man. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The founder of the Freedom March, he was also a transgender. He was living by the name of Scarlett.
Wow.
He had a whole transformation. Now he is Jeffrey McCall. He's a grown man.
Wow.
And he's living. I've met 2 girls who were actually married. They were literally sleeping next to each other every night, and they were both developing relationships with God, like separately. And then one night they were like, one day they went for a walk, and they were just talking about what they were getting from their relationship with God, and now they're both getting a divorce and walking out their freedom and living for God.
You are a God sent man, because I'm telling you, there's a genuine love for this person, and it's like, man, I sat there, Kevin Motley, y'all, confused.
Wow.
I didn't know how to minister to that, man, and to understand, you know, you guys are doing that, man. People are being totally transformed. Like I want you guys. You know, if you're listening, if you're watching, I want you guys to understand that his information is going to be up. But if you're dealing with this stuff and you don't know how to confront your issue as a homosexual, as a lesbian, as a transgender, God has sent you to this station for a reason. He put your eyes and your ears here. You know what I mean? The reason why I brought my brother in, I got an email from someone that actually is coming out. And you are God sent right now, man. What would you tell somebody that's struggling and with their transition back, or they're in a point where they want to change?
A lot of times we put the focus on the actual sin, and I don't think that's the right method. Right. Because we'll tire ourselves out because we're trying to stop something. But I think what we have to do is really focus our eyes on Jesus and allow ourselves to fall in love with him and allow him to change our heart, to change our mind, and then our actions will line up with that.
Right.
So it's not so much of focusing on, I need to get out of homosexuality, let me stop looking at this man, let me stop having sex, let me stop this. That will come. Like, fall in love with Jesus, he will renew you to the point where your desires will change.
Right.
But that happens with you digging into the presence of God, digging into the Word of God, and allowing him to be the one who changes who you are. Like, I used to put so much pressure. I gotta start dressing like this. I gotta start looking like this. I gotta stop this, and I gotta stop this, and I gotta stop this. Well, it's like, no. All you gotta do is focus your eyes on Jesus and allow me to do the work in you.
Wow.
I am the one who created you. I often tell people, like, we try to tell the creator, like, what to do with the piece that he created. Right. When you buy something from a manufacturer, it comes with the instructions.
Right.
You can't tell the manufacturer how to best work this machine.
Right.
So you have to get to know the manufacturer, listen to the instructions so that you can operate and allow God to re-download the information, your identity, who you are, who he's called you to be, so that you can live the purposeful life that he's called you to live.
Yeah. What would you say to that person that, you know, that's going into the life? What would you say? What would be the caution before they stepped across the line, what would you say to that person?
I actually mentor someone who is I think in this place right now, and what I told them was count the cost of what you're doing.
Wow.
Because you count the cost of what you're doing. A lot of times we have so many different things that we've experienced, different traumas, different things that has happened in our childhood, in our lives, different experiences that manifest in certain ways, like can manifest in sexual sin, manifest in confusion, different things like that. I would say first get to the root of what this is.
Right.
Because a lot of times it has a cause. So I would say first count the cause. Because for this person, I said you need to count the cost of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you have a call on your life.
Right.
You don't want to go into this lifestyle and then you waste so much of what God has for you because you're trying to figure something out instead of just surrendering it to Him until you get the resolve that you need.
And following
the path, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would definitely say to the person, count the cost and try to be open about it and try to really get to the root. Like people say that you can't get out, but you really, really can.
Right.
And like I'm a living witness. I've been out for 6 years and I haven't been back. I haven't had a boyfriend. I haven't slept with a man. Ain't none of that for 6 years. Yes. I've actually been celibate for 8 years.
God is good.
Praise God.
A lot of prayer and fasting, right?
Thank you, Jesus. but you really can really count because I lost a lot. You know what I mean? Like I lost a lot.
And I watched it. I tell you, people, it's amazing to see him now because, like I said, it was rough to watch, and sometimes, man, the accountability. I call him, hey, you good? Hey, yeah, I'm good. And it's like you know, and if you know that somebody's in that life, man, I want to say this to you in our last little line. You know, if you know that somebody's in that life, pray and fast.
Yeah.
How can they get at you, Ed?
You can follow me on social media at Edward Byrd Music on Instagram. And you can follow me on Facebook at Edward Byrd Music. And for more information on the Freedom March and the Here's My Heart documentary, you can go to freedomtomarch.com. It's freedomtomarch.com. And download my new single.
Hey, yo. We about to play that single. I want to tell y'all, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all know how to get at me, man, at Black Sheep Radio at all social media outlets. You know what I mean? You can get at me at Twitter, Facebook, IG, go to YouTube. We on Roku probably on Tuesdays. You can get at us on Fridays and Saturdays on the Cup. Hey, we going to go out of here with Ed Byrd's single called Ran Into You. So much worship into that, man. Black Sheep Radio, man. Want to thank you for coming in, Ed.
Thank you.
Yo, we catch y'all next week. We out of here.
Working on the handshake.
Yes, sir.
I've been searching for something to bring me life, but I kept on looking in the night, giving myself away, giving myself away, giving myself away, longing for someone to make it all okay, for someone to take the pain away. Been making those same mistakes. I've been giving myself away. I've been giving myself away, and now